Alright guys, welcome back to Clicks with Clifford. I'm Clifford, as always bringing you another how-to Heroclix video. First off, I'd like to point out I got a new camera. It's a little clearer, I think. It also has a bigger scope, like a bigger lens. So you can see all my clicks up above. I don't know if you guys need to see those or not, but you can now, which is pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think. Think if this is a better way to go moving forward, if you like the previous ones, for anybody that's watched any previous videos. Anyways, today we're going to be covering the PAC. And we're not going to cover everything on there, just one small bit of it, trying to connect the past two videos to this one so that you know where to look on how to connect the past two videos together, and you know where to look on the PAC to see how they work. But let's get into it. For simplicity's sake, in today's video, I'm going to use the PAC as found on the WizKids website. In the very first video of this series, I showed you where you can find this along with the rules. They usually come in this sort of folded up brochure type thing where you can see the red lines. That's where it folds up, and then each page is on a part of the fold up. This is exactly what it looks like. It separates it just like this: speed, attack, defense, and damage, and then bit down here with some other powers and rules. Now, I'm not going to cover too much on any of the powers today. We'll save that for another video. The only part on the actual top part up here that I'm going to show is going to be where you can see these symbols. You got like the speed symbols, attack, defense, and damage, so that you can look on here and you can see what kind of different symbols apply to today's rules. Now there's this one right here, which means vehicle. There aren't any rules on vehicles right now except for in the rule book. I really wouldn't worry about it. There's actually no vehicles in the modern right now. We'll go over a different video a different video covering vehicles at a different point. I also wanted to point out this one here because I wasn't sure if I covered it in the dials. It shows up in the damage. It means that they are tiny, and we'll get into what tiny means later. It's used for characters that are supposed to be very, very small, like the Atom or Ant-Man when he's the size of an ant, stuff like that. People that would be very hard to target because they're itty bitty. But yeah, we're not actually going to cover any of the powers today. We'll go over that into a different video. What I wanted to show you today is this section down here with the improved abilities and key phrase abilities. First, I want to point out that there is this handy dandy little terrain guide down here in case you ever do forget which color means what type of terrain. It's pretty nifty. So the first section I'm going to cover is over here in improved abilities. Now, improved abilities are awesome. A lot of figures have some form of it. There's a lot that don't, but I'm going to cover just so that you can tell what you're looking at when you're trying to read a character's card, when you're trying to figure out how the character interacts with the map, the covered dials, covered maps, and now you can kind of see some of the powers on the dials, that what they give you, and you know exactly where to look to find out what it means when you see those things there. So first, you got this little running man here. It means improved movement. So when you look here, it says improved movement elevated, improved movement outdoor blocking. It tells you exactly what it is, and it's referred to improved movement. And the same can be said over here for this little target, which means improved targeting. So when you look at a dial and you see, say, for instance, your character has the speed symbol of this little wing thing going on right here, it means that your character has flight, and then this is exactly what that power grants to you, this little section right here. So you can see improved movement, and then the symbols that it gives you improved movement through. So you can go over to this little grid on the left, go, okay, improved movement, and then what do those powers do? In this case of flight, it gives you improved elevated, improved outdoor blocking, and improved movement through. Just that's what it's called, improved movement through. I'm not really sure why they didn't just come up with another word for that, but anyways, one I wanted to point out is this little black circle here. I think it's supposed to represent like a dial without a character on it from the top view. That's my best guess about what that's supposed to be, because it means you have improved movement through characters, like so you can ignore characters being there or shoot through like around characters. It's pretty cool. One of the most useful powers out there, in my opinion. And then if you see that you have the damage symbols of giant size or colossal, so that's all called great size. Both of those are, with colossal and giant size being just kind of in the same area. And then it tells you what those do. And then you also get giant reach from having one of those. A lot of powers will be labeled as their power, X, and then they'll on the actual powers they'll have a number. So in this case, it says like X equals 2. So when you look at this, you can read that as Giant Reach 2 or Giant Reach 3 if you're Colossal. And then this explains exactly what Giant Reach does. This explains exactly what Giant Size does. It's pretty cool. If you look at Flight and you see this little dude, :1, you can come down to Passenger where the little symbol is, and you see that that gives you this little symbol 1, which is Passenger, meaning that you can carry characters. It's pretty useful power. Highly recommend using that in every team that you build, but we'll cover exactly what carrying does in a later video. Moving over to the right, you'll see the dolphin symbol. If you remember in the maps video, I explained that water terrain really does absolutely nothing in a game, except for if you have the dolphin symbol. And so this means if you have the dolphin symbol, if this character occupies water terrain, it can't be targeted by opposing characters unless they are within 4 squares. Super useful power. Not really out there very often, not used very often. There's a lot of maps that barely have any water to make use of it. There are some that have a lot of water. It's pretty cool. Nice thematic teams to build, and you can kind of stop yourself from being shot at too hard. And then you have the tiny damage symbol right below it, which just modifies your defense by +1 against range attacks because you're super small, hard for you to hit. It's pretty cool. And there's one I wanted to point out too, which is autonomous. For some reason, they didn't print the symbol on the card. When you go up to the attack symbol, it's this fist here with the black line through it. 99.9% of all characters just have the regular size fist. So if it has a little black line through it, you know that that means that they are autonomous. And that means this character's non-free actions don't count towards your action total. Now we'll get into action totals and free actions and regular actions more into the future. I just wanted to today make a video that would sum up where you can look to find out what those powers do when you look at a dial and you see, okay, this is what they do. And yeah, just so you know exactly where to look at to find out what those different symbols are. And then I showed you the maps so that you know what those look like. And now you can tell how your characters, certain characters, will interact with that map. All right, and there we have it, fellow Clixers. Another how to play Heroclix video. Hopefully this video helped you guys out so that we can connect the videos together, so you have a better understanding on getting started on how to play Heroclix, one of my favorite games of all time. We're going to end this video there. Please let me know if there's any questions that you have down in the comment section below. I'll try to cover everything in future videos. I know I won't hit everything. Heroclix is a massive game with a lot of rules. I'm sure I'll miss something. Let me know if you have any questions. And as always, stay bored, gamers.
And I'm bored.
And I'm so bored in this game.
I'm so bored.